I mean, I've had some really bad experiences with other oil-based stains, particularly the oil. Well, we can all say water-based semi-transparent stain, one of the worst products ever made on the planet.
Say them all day long. Go for it.
Like I will scream it from the rooftops. You can see it from a mile away. It sits on the surface. It doesn't give any natural oil back to the wood. It laps like crazy. It will peel. There's just not a lot of advantages to a water-based semi-transparent stain. So we're going to never talk about those. But there are a number of companies that have a oil-based semi-transparent stain that we've had a lot of issues with, right? And I mean, I've only used it once in the last 10 years, but it's because the client already had it on their house and we had to do some new areas. And we're stripping that house next year and doing it all Armstrong-Clark. But he said, I know, I just want to get this done. And those, I'm assuming it's because it's a modified oil, but they lap, they sit on the surface, they don't penetrate in. Can you talk to us about the difference between, or what's happened in the oil-based oil stain world since the VOC laws came out?
Well, I'll give it my best. Never been ever formulating with water, but several things. One is that they have, to get to the 250 VOC reduction, they're using exempt solvents like acetone. And acetone is a hot solvent, and it will actually evaporate out of the 5-gallon bucket. It's meant to be a thinner so that you can get the solids to soak into the wood. But if it's evaporating out of the can, it has no benefit. And so you're putting on thicker material, and it's getting thicker and thicker as the acetone is evaporating out. And so that's been a not a good approach. Plus, we took a look at it, and I wouldn't have it in the plant. It smells to high heaven. Wouldn't want
that stuff. I'm going to switch courses because we don't need to badmouth the other stains.
Right.
All I will say, in my experience, there's not a better stain. So let's focus on the good stuff. I apologize.
Right.
But every time we talk about, I'll talk about oil-based stain a lot, and people in California will say, "Whoa, we can't get oil-based stain in California." And I'm like, Armstrong-Clark is made in California, and I love the idea that if it's not going to off-gas, or if you're going to have non-drying oils penetrate into the wood, you're not having a bunch of solvent off-gas. Therefore, you're not putting VOCs out into the world.